Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 29th of October 2025. It is currently 7:30 p.m. on the West Coast, 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast. First of all, remember this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. Here's a chart of the All Ords, K, that had obviously a bit of a down day today. And that market definitely feels a little bit dicey. This breakout's failing, some of them at least, and look, who knows? I think in terms of like this talk out of like a bubble and we're at the top and blah blah blah. I think there's too much talk around of there being, I think, in my opinion, of it being a bubble and being near the top for it to be near the top. It's just I've been through a fair few tops now, and usually it's just such euphoria. And I understand that like the rare earths were pretty euphoric like 2 weeks ago. That was definitely some nutty type stuff that went down, but the general market, we haven't had those parabolic widespread runs like across numerous sectors. I get that we had parabolic runs in like LYC and stuff, but we didn't in everything. And I think that my gut anyway is that the top isn't in, and the top will be in when you just don't really hear about like people being bearish. It'll be total euphoria, kind of like it was in late 21 when Bitcoin was all hot time highs and everyone was just so stoked, and bang, the top was in, right? So anyway, that's my opinion on it. Time will tell. But I think more to the point is that my opinion on it is irrelevant. And anyone's opinion is irrelevant, because that's the whole point that we're looking at these bloody things in front of us, these charts, right? Because like, who cares about anyone's opinion? Like your rules are going to take you out. And every single market I've ever traded, like I've usually been stopped out way before any crashes or anything has happened, because even COVID, like the market had stopped me out before that massive rundown. Like a lot of the leading stocks tend to do that. And anyway, like I just think that there's talk about it, it's all noise. All of this shit is noise. Like the only thing that matters is the chart in front of us and obeying the rules until you get sell signals. It's all there are buy signals, sell signals, and that's it. The rest of it's just noise. And like for me, it's just like, I'm just trying to cut it out, right? Just follow the damn rules, and it's that simple. And then I just know I'm going to make money, So easy to get emotional when you have people messaging you and you're reading shit on social media or on YouTube and blah, 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 right? So anyway, let me just crap on a bit more about some stocks. Now, gold is obviously having a pullback, which is amazingly good. It was just too strong. It was parabolic. You had idiots lining up outside of to buy gold in Sydney, like those images that everyone saw on the news. I mean, what a ridiculous bunch of dumbasses. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be doing that, and I think most pro trader members recognize that that's probably at least a short-term high, right? People posted on the forum. I think everyone kind of knew, right? Because most pro trader members are pretty educated on this stuff. But whenever you see that stuff, it's just a sign that at least a short-term high's in. It doesn't mean that it's a long-term high, right? Like I tend to think that what's going on there? Some news thing. I tend to think that there's no sign of it being a long-term high. Like, if we get a pullback on here, where would I add to my long-term holding? Because I've stated before that I've said a million times I'm long this thing, but I'm not long enough. Like I should have owned so much more. And I just think if we can get a nice crash down to its 200-day moving average, which is this guy, kind of doubles as support, bit of confluence, I just like dollar cost average and add to that, right? So that's my plan for gold. I have no plans on selling my long-term position in gold, by the way. Trading it, sure, I probably would have been stopped out on the close below the 21 here or the 10, but I'm not trading it. That particular one. EGR, just last week's talk, I feel, was one of the most important ones I've ever done. If you missed it, go back and listen. For the reasons for that is the whole, what's the goal on the trade? Is your goal to scalp it, like to get in and get out, or is your goal to go for a home run? Okay, and just to reiterate what I talked about, right, is if your goal is to scalp it, then scalp the shit out of it and don't look back, right? Just get in, 4 or 5 days later, get out. Or 1 day later or 2 days later, whenever the market's given you an opportunity, you've made your bank, it's showing any sign of weakness, like even just like a 1 bar reversal, like there, get the hell out, scalp the shit out of it, get the hell out and run like a bandit, right? But if you're going for a home run, I really just think that you got to have wider stops. You got to have a nice buffer down below the 21 exponential moving average, because any trending thing, currency, stock, commodity, crypto, whatever the hell it is you're looking at, they're all the same, and they all love to trend above their 20 and 21 exponential moving averages. Okay, they love to run down and hit their 10s and undercut their 10s, sometimes undercut the 21s. But these are the best moving averages in strong moving stocks. Okay, and so they're always going to do this. And if you're getting emotional just because the thing's pierced its 10 exponential moving average, then that's not sanity. And if you're trying to scalp it, get the hell out before, when you can. Otherwise, if you're going for a home run, don't choke yourself. Give yourself some space below that 21 and let it do its thing. EGR really rewarded those who stuck with it, by the way, obviously. Okay, well done to them. Okay, MAD. Okay, it's a pretty good example right now, MAD, actually. Okay, I'm in MAD. It's my biggest position in a while, and I've scalped. I've got out some of it in strength up here near 950. Okay, because it went up here this great day last Friday, just bashed through 950, and then closed at like 960 or whatever, right? And so I scaled out a bit, about 950, right? But then it's come back, and and some people are shitting themselves. They're like, yeah, it's going to fall down. But like, it's a trending stock. This thing might undercut its 10. It might come down and test its 21. But for the second half of this trade, I'm not going to choke it, right? I've got my stop trailing under here below the 21, and I'm just going to give it some patience and see if it can do an EGR, okay? Because if it can, then on that second half of that trade, I'm going to make some bank, okay? And that's kind of what it's about, right? So MAD, obviously I liked MAD more than T, obviously, because MAD broke out before T, and you always want to follow the leaders, but I'm still in T, okay? It ran up. For me, it didn't run up enough to get out of it, to scale out half of it. I'm still in it, okay? Yes, we've had some big down days in volume, and let's just see, right? I've got a tight stop. We'll get stopped out if it comes back in here. If not, I'll stay in. No biggie, okay? What was another one? I got stopped out on T&E on my starter. Okay, I didn't get my second lot filled and didn't break $40. Came back down here. I actually got out today, just after open. So, lucky because it had a shit day today, didn't it? But anyway, stopped out on that. You can see, like, my stop really was just a break of this support. So I kind of hung in there for a few extra days and then decided enough's enough and got the hell out. So that is that on TNE. You're going to still watch that, see if I can coil around and have another crack up through 40. So it's not going to leave my watch list, but for now, sayonara. I'm in PLTR. I've posted a forum on this, 2 entries on this guy. One on a break above this inside bar. So right here was filled on open on this day on the 24th, which was Friday. And then it gapped up, took out the all-time high, and I was filled on my second lot. So I now got my nice position on there, and I just sit tight. This is a weekly chart of PLT. This thing might falter here, but that's tight. This is a blue sky. It's in the strongest sector. It's pretty much the strongest stock in the strongest sector. Its relative strength is 98. I don't have it up a second, but it is. This is bread and butter for me, guys. Like, it's this trade might not necessarily win, but I'm telling you what, like, way more than 50% of these will in the long run, and I can make some serious money on the ones that do. So I'm going to take them all day long. Let's see how that one unfolds. holds. There was some awesome posts to the forum by Tom, I think, about this cup and handle on Zscaler. So I'm in that too. Thanks for that, by the way. One sec, let me find it. Here we go. US names. This is such a good thread, guys. I'm in love with it, you know. Pretty sure it was Tom Porter here. Let's just go up. But like, there's some just switched on dudes in here posting like, yeah, that's sweet. G'day, welcome back, Matt. It's been a while. Good stuff. Gonna have to check that out later. But Broadcom's like one of the leaders in the AI space. Like, you know, has been for ages, right? It's in some of those massive, you know, managed funds. It's like some of their biggest holdings. It's well owned by institutions and, you know, and big money. So anyway, I hadn't seen that set up yet, but it looks pretty damn good. Hey, sitting up there, blue sky. That's my PLT one. Here's Brian posted some crackers too. CSGS, yeah. I mean, this one we've all been watching for ages. I just like, oh man, it pains me not to be in that, to be honest. Like, really does. But I took PLTR, and I'm probably a bit heavy in PLTR. I just can't take that at this second, because I just, if the market turns over and dumps, I'm just being spanked on two positions that, you know, I just need PLTR to do its thing, and I just need Zscaler as well. So it's just too much heat all at once. That's what I'm trying to get at. Etsy, yeah, shit, such a good. Where's this damn post on? Sorry guys. Here it is. Yeah, Tom Porter. Right, that is like a cracker. Okay. Yeah, shit. So anyway, in that, just go back, like, look at the hood one. You know, remember this cup and handle? Oh shit. I mean, the Zscaler one's nicer, isn't it? Cup handle, like, they all come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? But they're just such good patterns. They really are. Like, cup and handles are just, they're where it's at. 100%, right? Anyway, I'm rambling, so let's move the hell on. Okay, that's that. Now, just got some stocks, right? It's just SIG, like, it's been this weird thing with SIG, with that Chemist Warehouse shit, and a lot of kind of shares that weren't really in escrow, and just early founders bailing massive sums of shares out of. But anyway, I'm just looking at him grind away here and just thinking, shit, like, maybe that supply's been absorbed, and it's just on a weekly chart, it's tight, isn't it? Like, just a bit of an up, you know, swing up and then tight, but we've got this resistance here, and just like, I don't know if I want to take that breakout here with this resistance up here. Maybe it could be a starter, but I don't know, guys. It looks a little bit too hard for me right now, to be honest, that one, but I'm looking at it. Just big picture stuff I've been doing, just like scans of Davis boxes on weekly and monthly charts, and Blue Scope's been coming up, and I'm just looking, okay, just taking a big step back. Like, this is a monthly chart, right? I'm looking at right now. Just big base on a monthly chart, isn't it? I mean, I'm not going to count that out, but that's, holy shit. Is that August? Yeah. There's a monthly chart, of course it is. That is August 2021. All right? That's over 4 years. Holy shit. And so, if that was a daily chart, we would all be like, oh, that's a sweet setup. And it's not a daily chart, it's a monthly chart. And it's come around, it's come up, it's come around, it's come up, bang, 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 it's tightening. All right, so I'm just going to, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Monthly chart, big base on Blue Scope. Raise is like pretty interesting. This came up in a monthly too, like in a weekly scan too. I just like, it just needs to reset on the right hand side. Like, I think it's interesting, but it needs to come up and then come back down and do a handle. But it's on my watch list. If it can do that, I'd be interested, but I'm not unless it can do that. I think A2M is like, for those that remember A2M, like back in like 219, 218, 217, all that sort of stuff, you know, this run here is what I'm referring to. Like, it just kept going up. It was like this amazing mover, like went from 2 to 12 up. Anyway, then I had that big period where it went down, and now it's just basing up here. So it's worth an eye on it. It's just basing away here. I'd love that to base longer. It's not perfect yet, but could be soon. Talked about gold and just look, a lot of the kind of metals stocks, diversified metal stocks, sub industry are a base in. Like you've got the leader, like if LYC it's crashing, needs some time to reset. Hey, where would you step in and buy this sucker? I mean, I don't really buy fallen knives much. I know that I'm going to buy gold, but ETFs are the exception. I definitely buy fallen knives in ETFs, 100%. I've done it with gear for years and years, as you know. But like gold, there. But LYC, I mean, the answer I probably wouldn't step in and buy it. But you know, what was I getting at? ARL it's not kind of, you know, plummeting down like the others. Okay, there's big volume days here, but like there's, you know, there's wicks on them, and so there's still a lot of buying on these big red volume bars. So anyway, I'm watching that guy base and seeing if it can just stay pretty tight there. That's it. There'll be a lot more setups next week because at the moment, you know, the market's resetting. And a lot of the good setups that are going to be coming along shortly are currently forming, right? And I've said it a million times, but like I'm telling you, this is the time to work. Like as the market drifts down and stops people out and aggravates people, and you have all these losers quitting and like not trading anymore and just giving up, just don't be a loser. Just keep working hard because the setups are just around the corner. Okay, and just you want to be a winner and just wait for them to come and stalk the shit out of them and work hard right now when everyone else is giving up. Okay, it's the cycle. Like I know I'm rambling, but it's the cycle of the stock market degenerate. Okay, like the market's frothy like it was weeks ago, and everyone's partying, and I'm getting a million text messages about it, and then the market turns, people give back all their profits, they get frustrated, and so they turn their screens off for like a couple months and they give up, right? And then the market starts taking off again, but they miss the boat because they're losers and they've like not looking at their screens anymore, and then they get in late again, and it's this constant cycle, right? So you just got to flip it up and just be, if you're guilty of that, you got to own it, admit it, and just don't do it again. Cheers, bye bye.